Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be going over the pros and cons of self-editing, so I hope you guys enjoy. To get started, there are two ways of publishing. You can go through a traditional publisher, or you could be a self-publisher. The difference is that traditional publishers go through agents and other companies, while a self-publisher, you're doing all of the work. Personally, I'm choosing the route of being a self-publisher, mostly because even though the cons are very intimidating, the pros are more appealing to me. So from the research that I have collected, I'm going to give you all at least 5 pros and 5 cons. So I'm first going to start off with the pros. Pro number 1 is total control. Unlike a traditional publisher, you have control over the whole creative process. You have control over your writing, your editing process, your book design, scheduling and deadlines, who you want to work with, and everything that involves the marketing process. It's all on you. You get to make every single decision, which is nice compared to a traditional publisher where they make it all for you. Pro number 2 is keeping your rights to the book. Working with a traditional publisher, most of the time they would make you sign over your entire rights to the book. With self-publishing, you would keep all of your rights to the book. You wouldn't have to give a certain percentage or sign it over to a company. But don't forget to give credit where credit is due if you have a team that helps you out with this book. Pro number 3, payday. With self-publishing, you get to keep nearly 100% of the net profit that you earn with this book, minus the cost of producing. And another benefit is that you get paid monthly. Pro number 4 is that you don't get rejections from agents. With traditional publishing, this is a huge hurdle that you have to go through. With self-publishing, you get to publish whatever you want, when you want, without any worries about being rejected by an agent, and with no questions asked. And pro number 5 is that you can print on demand. Unlike back then, you don't have to print your book or publish 1,000 copies at once. Nowadays, there are plenty of services that you can sign up for that will print your book on demand. And if you want a video of all the possible services that you can use for a print on demand, leave a comment down below. I'll do a research on them all. And now, we move on to the cons of self-publishing. Con number 1 is nothing is free. Traditional publishers would handle most of all of the costs. But if you're self-publishing, you must pay for everything. You have to pay for the professional services such as editors and designers, your team that you put together. You have to pay for the publishing and the marketing costs and any other extra costs that come with it. Con number 2, not a lot of support. With traditional publishers, you have an agent that's boosting you up. With self-publishing, you must on your own boost and market yourself and your book. Hire the people that you need to be able to publish your book, and if needed, fire them too. Reach out to businesses, publishers, and producers, and formulate a strong business plan. This is a career. You are an entrepreneur, and you gotta treat this like a business. Con number 3, you have to market your book. Pro number 1 of having total control is a nice thing, but it's also a con because you have to handle everything. Since most authors like to write in the fiction genre, it's gonna be very hard to make your book more interesting in that sea of fiction. So in order to make your book more interesting, you gotta have a very strong marketing plan. It also can be very difficult to get big name publishers or bookstores to want to sell your book. Not to mention put it someplace where people will actually see it. Reason behind it is because past years of self-publishers having not so great of stories kind of killed the credibility for self-publishers. Also, self-publishers don't really accept book returns. And it's very intimidating because you're going up against big name traditional publishers. So unfortunately, you're gonna have to have thick skin because you're probably gonna get rejections from bookstores. Con number 4 is time lost. Since you're an author and you're going to do all of the marketing stuff on your own, unfortunately, you're going to be spending more time marketing than you are writing. Not to say that it's not impossible. It's just going to be very difficult to schedule it in if you have other priorities along with it. So you got to schedule your time wisely. Another thing that traditional publishers would do is that they would build up your reputation and more people will want to read your book. So unfortunately, with self-publishing, it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort to be able to build up your fan base and bring more people in to want to read your books. Which brings me to con number 5. It's going to take a lot of hard work. Not to say that this whole process isn't going to take a lot of hard work, but because of so much hard work is put into this, sometimes people will get discouraged. It takes so much hard work to keep up with your marketing, building your credibility, trying to write another book. So this is something that both traditional and self-publishers can agree on. It's so much hard work. But with that said, it's not impossible. This is something that everybody can do. And sure, you may not be getting support in the marketing process, but you can be getting support from your family, your friends, the people that you have met when you made your author platform. So to all of those authors who want to be self-publishers, self-publishing does have more pros than cons, but those cons can be intimidating. But don't let that discourage you from doing something that you want to do. So with that said, thank you guys for watching. I'll be doing another video about the pros and cons of traditional publishing, so keep your eyes out for that next week. If you guys have any suggestions for future videos, leave a comment down below. I'll read them. So thank you all for watching again, and I hope you guys have yourselves a nice day. Bye!